2017 marks 20 years since Buffy first slayed her way onto our screens. The show went on to become not only my favourite show of all time, but one of the biggest cult hits in recent memory. Before I start, I'm issuing a major spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest things that went down in Buffy, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it, then come back and watch me. I'm Kendall Richardson, and these are my top 10 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Number 10. She saved the world a lot. This episode showcases everything that makes Buffy the amazing show that it is. Not only is it the culmination of an incredible season 5 storyline, but 5 seasons of greatness overall. Buffy and the evil god Glory battle it out to prevent the death of Buffy's sister Dawn and the end of the world. Whilst Glory is defeated, Buffy realizes that death is her gift and she must give her life in order to save the planet. This moment always makes me cry. The look on Buffy's face as she realizes what she has to do, and the reaction from her loved ones as they discover her lifeless body, just gut-wrenching. Number 9. It's Xander the Vampire Slayer! One of the standout episodes of Season 3 sees Xander take the lead in a story of his own, as he gets caught up in a gang of reanimated corpses who have plotted to blow up the school. And he also gets to do the horizontal tango with Faith. Lucky guy. Oh yeah, and meanwhile the rest of the Scoobies are trying to prevent the apocalypse. No biggie. I love this episode because it is one of the funniest of Buffy ever, which makes sense because Xander is considered the funny one of the Scoobies, so he's a perfect choice for a character other than Buffy to focus on. And the subplot of the rest of them trying to prevent the end of the world is absolutely hilarious. For a dark show, it pulls off humour very well. Number 8. This episode of Buffy is legendary. The consequences of Buffy and Angel consummating their relationship rear their ugly head, because it's a Joss Whedon show. Just as things were back on track for Giles and Jenny, and just as Jenny had figured out how to reinsult Angel, she was taken from us with a quip and a snap from Angelus himself. Angelus' narration throughout the episode, combined with his emotional torture of Buffy, make for one of the series' greatest villains. It is wonderfully written and acted, particularly by Anthony Stewart Head, who plays Giles. His reaction to Jenny's demise is particularly visceral and heartbreaking. Never get used to moments of happiness. And try and avoid them if your name is Angel. Number 7. Speaking of having your heart ripped from your chest, I'm cheating a little here because it's 2 episodes, but since it's a continuous story, I think we can overlook that. Becoming gave us a heartbreaking end to our heroine's 2nd season, as Angel had his soul restored at the last minute, albeit too late, and to prevent the demon Akatha from unleashing his wrath upon the world, Buffy had to kill her true love. Pass the tissues! Apart from that gut-wrenching climax, we also get some great stuff from Spike as he teams up with Buffy to prevent the apocalypse, and a little foreshadowing into Willow's great magical abilities. Some of the best Buffy ever. Number 6. Vampire Willow. In this almost continuation of The Wish, Anya comes to Willow for help in retrieving her Vengeance Demon necklace, unbeknownst to Willow. But the spell goes awry and Vampire Willow is brought forth into our universe. This makes for some interesting and hilarious moments, especially the interaction between the 2 Willows. Plus we get foreshadowing into Willow's character development for the next season, her coming out as gay. The special effects were outstanding for 1999. I remember watching it at the time and not being able to tell the work that went into having 2 Alison Hannigans on screen at once. That said, those scenes surprisingly haven't aged well, but the episode itself is timeless. Number 5. Speaking of spells going awry, this has to be the best episode ever where Willow's magic backfires. After constant fighting with her girlfriend Tara, Willow promises she will go 1 week without using magic. Immediately breaking her promise, she casts a stronger spell than used previously to make not only Tara, but recently resurrected Buffy, forget their recent pain. But it goes wonky in spectacular fashion, making all of the Scoobies forget who they really are. The episode balances drama and humour expertly well. Some of the funniest moments of the series come out of the gang trying to figure themselves out. After vampires, however, attack the magic box, the spell is reversed and Tara leaves Willow with a broken heart. More tissues, please! Number 4. In what is not only considered the best episode of Buffy,
they got the mustard.
considered not only one of the best episodes of Buffy, but one of the best musical TV episodes ever. Sorry Not Sorry Glee. A demon named Sweet is summoned to Sunnydale, and upon his arrival makes everyone start to sing and dance as if it were normal and a part of everyday life. Written and directed by the legend that is Joss Whedon. In Joss we trust! The songs are woven perfectly into the storyline of the show, and are not just there because it's a musical episode. Each character gets their chance to shine, and all of them can hold a tune pretty well, especially Anthony Stewart Head, who plays Giles, and Emma Benson, who plays Tara. And bonus, Buffy realizes she feels something for Spike, and the episode closes on the two of them sharing a kiss. Absolute perfection. Number 3. Can't even shout, can't even cry, the gentlemen are coming by. This is the best episode from season 4, and for many reasons. The creepiest demons to ever creep their way onto our screens. The gentlemen come to Sunnydale and steal everyone's voices and proceed to cut the hearts out of innocent people in the middle of the night, and they can't even scream for help. This episode features the most hilarious Scooby meeting ever, as they try to communicate using only whiteboards and slideshows to figure out how to stop these malevolent beings. Buffy and her new beau Riley also kiss for the first time, but they also discover each other's secret identities. And Willow and Tara meet for the first time, and their chemistry is undeniable. An original and clever episode. Number 2. This episode is one of the best on television ever. Period. For all the times Buffy saved the world, she couldn't save the one thing that meant the world to her, her mother Joyce. The episode is so real and grounded in what experiencing the death of a loved one feels like, especially because she wasn't killed by a demon, monster, or vampire, but from an aneurysm caused by a brain tumour that was removed only weeks earlier. The cast is outstanding in how each character responds to the tragedy, especially Sarah Michelle Gellar, who should have received more attention for her spectacular work. Give this woman an Emmy! Plus, another eerie fact, this episode is void of its usually essential musical score, allowing for Joyce's death to really sink in. Joyce won! I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer way too much to just cut it down to 10 episodes. So here are some honourable mentions. 1. Another great magic mishap episode. Willow's first love, Oz, left her with a broken heart, which understandably she couldn't handle. So she cast a spell to have her will be done in order to stop hurting. But as far as she thinks, the spell didn't work, when actually it did. With the smallest sarcastic remarks, Willow brings about hilarious consequences for her friends, putting them in situations they would never be in, and the actors sell it perfectly. All in all, this episode is one of Buffy's funniest. 2. The final episode of season 6 was a roller coaster of emotions. Willow had spent the previous 2 episodes out for blood. She and Giles battled it out, destroying the magic box as they went. Dark Willow nearly kills Giles and then decides to destroy the world. But guess who saves the day? Xander! Yes, you heard that right. Major props go out to Alison Hannigan, Anthony Stewart Head, and Nicholas Brendan for their incredible performances. It was fun to see Willow as a villain, but such a relief to see her return to the Willow we know and love. 3. Home Sweet Home. I just had to mention Spike's unforgettable entrance into the Buffyverse. In this classic episode, Buffy and the Scoobies are faced with the dreaded parent-teacher night. Spike and his gang crash the school and he and Buffy face off for the first time. Drusilla is also introduced as Spike's lunatic vampire lover, and the stage is set for the remainder of the series. Spike was only intended to be a one-off character, but he ended up sticking it out with Buffy until the very end. Number 1! This episode has always been my favourite. Always. The beloved vampire Willow of Doppelgangland makes her first appearance here, along with the first appearance of Anya, as Cordelia wishes Buffy had never come to Sunnydale. The world is turned upside down. The Master walks free, and Xander and Willow are evil vampires. Angel is a shadow of what he should have been, and when Buffy actually does show up, she is nothing like the Slayer that we know. It's such a good look into a vastly different reality that very possibly could have happened. Thankfully, after witnessing the deaths of almost all the main cast in an epic final showdown, Giles thwarts Anya and Sunnydale is returned to its most awesome natural state, and no one is the wiser. Vampire Willow is my favourite character of the whole series, and I love seeing good girls go bad. Plus, the return of the Master from season 1 is a welcome one. Such an intense and fun episode. And that is a wrap on my top 10 episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Did I leave any out? Does your list match mine? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I've been Kendall the Vampire Slayer, and you've just experienced Collectible Chaos.